This is Jeopardy! Now entering the studio all today's contestants. A yellow dinosaur from Yoshi's Island, Yellow Yoshi. A duck who lives in the pond, Rubber Ducky. And a character from the classic Namco game, Pac-man. And now, here is your host of Jeopardy, Knuckles the Echidna! Yes, thank you, Luke, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Glad you're all here. Welcome to America's favorite question and answers game, Jeopardy! You know how this works. We provide the categories and answers, and it is up to our contestants to give us the right questions. Okay, contestants, let's go over some ground rules before we begin. As you know, each response you give me correct will add to your total score. If your question is incorrect, we deduct the dollars from your score. Okay? And remember to give your responses in a formal question. And do not buzz in until after I finish reading, okay? So you have to wait till I finish reading. As you're playing the game, you're going to want to do your best to get as much money as you can, because only the player who ends up with the most money at the end of the game will get to keep his or her winnings, and we'll play again in the next episode. Everybody got that? Okay then, without further ado, let's set up the Jeopardy round, so let's get the dollar values up right now. Okay, our dollars values are set up. So for this Jeopardy round, the dollars will range from $100 to $500. Let's take a look at the 6 categories you're going to be dealing with. The Girl Scouts, South America, Common Bonds, Sewing, Old Testament, and finally, Song Lyrics. Okay, Pac-Man, so since you are first contestant, why don't you start us off? We don't have a returning champion this episode, everybody, since this is the first one. Alright, so Pac-Man, choose a category and a dollar amount. Okay, I'll take Common Bonds for 100. Okay, let's take a look at the answer for $100. Amplum, Ponic, French, and Indian. Pac-Man? What are the wars? That's correct. Okay, Common Bonds for 200. Liberty, Long, Treasure. Pac-Man? What are the islands? That's right. Okay, Common Bonds for 300. Squirrel, Spider, Rhesus. And that would be monkeys. Okay, Pac-Man, select again. Okay, Common Bonds for 400. Platform, Pumps, Wingtips. Yellow Yoshi? What are the kinds of shoes? That's right. Okay, Common Bonds for 500. Max, PH, Wind Chill. Pac-Man? What are factors? That's correct. Okay, let's try South America for 100. Okay, the answer to this one is Sao Paulo is Brazil's largest city, while this resort is second. Rubber Ducky? Quack! What is Rio de Janeiro? Correct. Quack! South America for 200. In 1970, this country's Salvador Allende became the first freely elected Marxist head of the state in Latin America. Rubber Ducky? Quack! What is Brazil? Nope. Yellow Yoshi? What is Chile? Yes. Okay, South America for 300. Equator's coat of arms shows the Andean, not the California, variety of this vulture. Pac-Man? What is a condor? That's correct. Okay, South America for 400. In 1975, Lima, this county's capital, made Quechua, an Incan tongue, its second official language. Pac-Man? What is Peru? That's correct. Okay, South America for 500. Add to there is a daily double. Alrighty, Pac-Man, so since you got the daily double, only you're going to answer this one. So, you decide how much money you want to bet on this question, okay? So you have $1,500. How much you want to bet on this? I'll bet $1,000. Alright, $1,000 it is. Okay, let's take a look at your clue. In area, it's South America's second largest country. What is Argentina? That's correct! Alright, Pac-Man, you were very good. You got $2,500. Select again. Okay, how about Old Testament for 100? Old Testament, alright. Let's see the answer to this question. His foster mother, the Pharaoh's daughter, hired his mother to be his wet nurse. Yellow Yoshi? Who was Moses? Yes. Select again. Okay, can we try sewing for 100? Alright, new category. Let's take a look at the answer. The tension control on your machine regulates the tension of this, not your nerves. Yellow Yoshi? What is a thread? That's correct. And that takes you to $800. And we're doing a little bit of progress on this first round. Remember, Ducky is in the negative, so he's negative $100. And Pac-Man, who's in the lead with $2,500. Don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to continue the rest of the Jeopardy round right after these messages. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to part 2 of Jeopardy. Alright, so before we continue on the Jeopardy round, I thought we'd take a moment and chat with our players. So we're going to start with Yellow Yoshi, who is from Yoshi's Island. So, what do you actually do, during at Yoshi's Island? Well, at Yoshi's Island, we're basically dinosaurs with different colors. The main one's the green one. And you told me that I should be... And he told me that I should be playing, this game, though. Oh, that's neat. Will the other color Yoshis appear in the game show? They will later on, but they told me to go first. Oh, okay, so I'll be excited to see the rest of them later on. Alright, so do you think you're going to do well in this game? Yep. Even though some of the categories, some of them are not really interesting, but I give them a try. That's good to hear. Thanks for coming. Okay, so next up we got Brother Ducky here, who's, from the pond, so what do you basically do? Well, sometimes I make a bunch of bath toys of me, and, I just ship them to all around the world, and everyone's actually liking that. Oh, that's neat. What do you actually do? Do you want, what do the players do? Do they just, you put you in the pond or something, or... Well, I do float, though. I am a duck, though. I don't ever sink, though. Unless someone tries to put water on me, I have a tiny hole in there. They could just, squirt water at me. Ah. Okay, that's unique. And do you enjoy your time in the pond? Yeah, I spend time with my family, and I've been doing good things. Quack. Okay, that's very good. Thanks for coming. And lastly, we have Pac-Man, from the classic game from Namco. Am I correct? Yes, that is correct. So, how did your game become more popular? Well, my game just had a good generation. My game was debuted in the 1980s, and we made lots of versions of it. The main one would be the arcade, though. We made tons of versions of it. We made it on the NES. We made it on the other types of consoles, Atari, and pretty much lots of others. And no matter what version everyone plays, many people like it. And we even did a Google version of it. A Google version of it? Yeah, where it's pretty much the same Pac-Man, except not the whole stage is Google. Okay, I see what you mean. I think I've seen it. You just search Google Pac-Man and you'll find it there. Yep, that's right. Alright, and you're doing very good with $2,500. Okay, so let's continue on to the Jeopardy round. Yellow Yoshi, you were the last person to get the answer right, so you're next to pick a category. Okay, I'll select sewing for 200. Alrighty, let's take a look at the answer for $200. A skirt marker is usually used to measure this. Rubber Ducky? What is a hemline? That's correct. Okay, let's go to sewing for 300. This zigzag stitch is commonly used to keep some fabrics from doing this. Rubber Ducky? What is unraveling? That's correct. Quack, sewing for 400. If your sewing machine is a Netchini, it was made in this country. Pac-Man? What is China? Nope. Rubber Ducky or Yellow Yoshi? It was what is Italy? Rubber Ducky, your selection. Quack, sewing for 500. Often decorative, It's one or more lines of stitching on the outside of the fabric. And that would be top stitching. Okay, Rubber Ducky, select again. Okay, let's try the Girl Scouts for 100. Okay, the answer is, in 1987 alone, Girl Scouts sold over 157 million boxes of these. Pac-Man? What are Girl Scout cookies? That's correct. Okay, Girl Scouts for 200. Girl Scouts assemble in these groups, of which there are now some 185,000 in the US. Pac-Man? What are troops? That's correct. Okay, Girl Scouts for 300. The Girl Scouts were based on this organization for girls founded by Lord Baden-Powell. Rubber Ducky? Who are the Girl Guides? That's correct. Okay, Girl Scouts for 400. It's the motto for both Boy and Girl Scouts. Pac-Man? Always be prepared. That's correct. Okay. Alright, we have less than a minute to go. Okay, the Girl Scouts for 500. To Girl Scouts, Halloween is also Founders Day because it was this woman's birthday. Who was Juliette Gordon Lowe. Alright, Pac-Man, select again. Okay, let's go with song lyrics for 100. Okay, let's see the answer for this one. In the folk song, it's the first question you ask, Frere Jacques. Yellow Yoshi? What is Dormez-vous? That's correct. Okay, let's try song lyrics for 200. The ladies, they will all turn out, and we will all feel gay when this happens. Rubber Ducky? What is the ugly swan? Nope. Pac-Man? What is Johnny Comes Marching Home? That's correct. Okay, song lyrics for 300. It is a song in which children listen to hear the sleigh bells in the snow. Pac-Man? What is White Christmas? That's correct. Did you guys hear that sound? Yep, that sound means we're out of time for this round, alright? So that's it for the Jeopardy round. Let's take a look at the scores so far. Our scores would stand as follows. So, Pac-Man's in the lead with $3,300. Yellow Yoshi is in second place with only $900. And Rubber Ducky is in third place with only $500. And Rubber Ducky, you're going to be the first one to select in Double Jeopardy. And we will start when we come back. Stay tuned, everybody. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 3 of our first episode of Jeopardy! Okay, so we've just got done our Jeopardy round. We are now into the double Jeopardy round, and our amounts has already been set up, so this time the amounts are doubled. Ranges from $200 to $1,000. Now, we're going to have 2 daily doubles this time. I forgot to mention we had 1 daily double in the first round, but now there's 2 this time, so this will help, for our contestants. Still anyone's game, so let's take a look at the categories we have for this round. Here they are. Famous names, world geography, ancient history, mythology, world cities, and finally, novels. Okay, Rubber Ducky, so since you have the lowest score, you can start us off. Quack! Okay, I'll take, world cities for 200. Alright, let's take a look at the answer for this first Jeopardy category for a double. Traveling directly south from Paris, you'll reach this capital city of Algeria. Yellow Yoshi. What is Algiers? That's correct. Okay, world cities for 400. Leningrad is in the Soviet Union, while Titograd is in this country. Pac-Man? What is Yugoslavia? That's correct. Okay, world cities for 600. The capital of this tiny European republic lies on Mount Titano in Italy's Apennine Mountains. Yellow Yoshi? What is San Marino? That's correct. Okay, world cities for 800. In 1962, this West Australian city greeted the orbiting John Glenn by turning on every light. Rubber Ducky? What is Perth? That's correct. Okay, quack. World cities for 1,000. Khartoum, the capital of Sudan, lies at the junction of these 2 rivers. Pac-Man? What is the Blue and White Niles? Correct. Okay, let's do ancient history for 200. Alright, the answer to this one is... This philosopher left no writings. Much of what we know of him comes from Plato and Lasolti. Pac-Man? What is the solar crate? Solar crates? Yeah, you got it. Okay, ancient history for 400. Ancestors of these Indian League entered the northeast United States between 1700 to 700 BC. Yellow Yoshi? Who were the Iroquois? That's correct. Okay, ancient history for 600. Answer there. Okay, Yellow Yoshi, how much do you want to bet on this one? I'll bet 1,000. Okay, 1,000 it is. Here is your clue. The fertile region between the Persian Gulf and Mediterranean Sea was shaped like this. What is a crescent? That's correct! Alright, select again. Okay, ancient history for 800. Answer is this. It's said these manuscripts were part of the library kept by the Enochites, an ancient Jewish sect. Pac-Man? What are the Dead Sea Scrolls? That's correct. Okay, ancient history for 1,000. Okay, closing up this category, the answer is... Pharaohs, a former Roman slave, produced Latin versions of the fables of this former Greek slave. Rubber Ducky? Who was the Aesop? That's correct. Okay, let's do mythology for 200. Alrighty, the answer is this. Jason assembled the Argonauts to help him fetch with this item. Pac-Man? What is the Golden Fleece? That's correct. Okay, mythology for 400. This nation of warrior women supposedly live around the Canaceus. Rubber Ducky? Who are the Amazons? Correct. Okay, mythology for 600. Shamu could tell you he's the Roman god of the sea world. Pac-Man? Who is Poseidon? Nope, sorry. Yellow Yoshi? Who is Neptune? That's correct. Okay, let's go with mythology for 800. One of the few gods whose name begins with U is the father of the Titans. Pac-Man? Who is Uranus? That's correct. Okay, mythology for 1,000. Cyrus, which Edith Hamilton calls unhuman, ugly gods of the woodland, were half man, half this. Rubber Ducky? What are goats? Correct. Quack, let's do world geography for 200. Alrighty, new category. The answer is... one of 2 South American countries that border the Caribbean. Pac-Man? What are the Venezuela and Colombia? That's correct. Okay, world geography for 400. It's the imaginary line where each new calendar day begins. Yellow Yoshi? What is the international date line? That's correct. Okay, let's do world geography for 600. A series of cliffs, which the most famous of which in the U.S. are along the Hudson River. And that would be the Palisades. Yellow Yoshi, select again. Okay, world geography for 800. Technically, this entire continent is a desert. Pac-Man? What is Africa? Nope. Anyone else? Rubber Ducky? What is Australia? That's not it either. Yellow Yoshi? What is South America? No, that's incorrect either. The continent we were looking for is Antarctica. I probably thought you guys were confused because you think that Antarctica is like the cold area, but technically it's a desert. Yellow Yoshi, your pick. Okay, let's move on to novels for 200. Okay, new category then. Alright. The answer to this one is... Sinclair Levis' novel, It Can't Happen Here, depicts a fascist takeover of this country. Pac-Man? What is the U.S.? Correct. Okay, let's try, world geography for 1,000. Okay, you wanted to get that over with. Okay, here's the answer. It's the name of both the largest lake in Central America and the country that's in. Yellow Yoshi? What is Nicaragua? That's correct. Okay, can we do, novels for 400? Alright, for $400, let's see the answer to this category. This autobiographical novel was Dickens' personal favorite. Pac-Man? What is David Copperfield? That's correct. Okay, novels for $600. Some critics think that his last unfinished novel, The Last Tycoon, was his best. Pac-Man? Who is F. Scott Fitzgerald? That's correct. Okay, novels for $800. The owner of this Hawthorne title house is haunted by the curse. God will give him a blood to drink. That is, what is the House of the Seven Gables? Alright, Pac-Man, we got less than a minute to go, so let's pick the next category. Okay, let's go with novels for $1,000. To there. Alright, Pac-Man, how much do you want to bet on this one? I'll bet just $2,000. Alright, $2,000 it is. Alright, here's the answer to this daily double. Steinbeck novel, whose title is found in the first line of Shakespeare's Richard III. What is the winter of our discontent? That's correct, and you've got $2,000 more. Alright, Pac-Man, make a selection. Okay, famous names for $200. Alright, the answer to this one is... The media usually refer to this hockey player's wife as actress Janet Jones. Yellow Yoshi? What is Wayne Gritsetsky? That's right. Alright, so we're out of time for Double Jeopardy, so that's the end of the round. Let's take a look at our score so far. Pac-Man is in the lead with $8,700. Yellow Yoshi's in second place with $4,500. And Rubber Ducky's in third place with only $2,900. So we did very good in this one, and now it's time for the Final Jeopardy. Okay, so our category for Final Jeopardy for this game will be... Let's have a look. Okay, countries of the world. Alright, so think about your answer, make your wagers. Alright, and when we come back, we're going to review what the clue will be. Stay tuned after this. Okay, welcome back everybody. So our contestants have finished putting their wagers. So the Final Jeopardy category is countries of the world. Here's the clue. From 1895 to 1958, this European country administered a federation of 8 territories in West Africa. 30 seconds, contestants. Good luck. Well then, so, looks like the time's already finished. So, we're about to figure out who's going to be our first Jeopardy champion in this. So, let us find out. We're going to start with Rubber Ducky. You have $2,900. Let's see what you wrote down. Okay, you said, what is the UK? I'm sorry, that is incorrect. And it's going to cost you $1,600. So, that brings you down to $1,300. Okay, let's go over to Yellow Yoshi. Let's see what you said as your response. And you said, what is France? That's the correct response. So, let's see how much you're going to add. You're going to add $4,000. So, that takes you $8,500. Alright, so that's your total now. We're going to find out after Pac-Man. So, Pac-Man, you were in the lead with $8,700. Let's see if you got France. And you said France. That's right. So, you are going to be the champion. Let's see how much you're going to add. $5,000. So, let's add your total up. And that brings you to $13,700. Congratulations, Pac-Man. Yay! You are the new Jeopardy champion. And that's going to be it for Jeopardy, ladies and gentlemen. So Pac-Man has won the game, and he's going to be back next episode to face 2 new contestants. Rubber Ducky, unfortunately, you're not going to go away with that money, but you're not going to leave any-handed. You're going to only leave with $1,000 since you're in third place. And Yellow Yoshi, you're in second place, and you're gonna take home only $2,000. Okay, everybody, so thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the first episode, and we'll see you again next episode. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching the first episode of Jeopardy! Here's a question. Is there a character you would like to see in future Jeopardy episodes? Post in the comments below. Jeopardy was produced by Mer Riven Enterprises and Sony Pictures Entertainment, distributed by King World Production. The board game was created by Taiko.